Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And that's your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Hi, folks. Welcome back. From Fox News, Biden lashed out at Becerra during Oval Office meeting on migrant kids amid HHS White House tensions. How the hell can he blame the Health and Human Services person if President Biden is the one that caused this crisis? Now, I have to admit the Health and Human Services, Becerra, I believe his name is pronounced, is a slug. The guy's just a clueless, progressive grifter. I mean, I don't know how the hell he ended up being there, but I guess he's one of the woke. He's the usual race-baiting pieces of blank that the Democrats are now noted for. So I don't have any sympathy for him, and I don't feel bad, but you created the problem, and then you want somebody else to fix it for you. Sorry, President Biden. It's called leadership. But then again, you weren't the president. Not really. So I'm wondering who was really making these policies. Maybe Mr. Becerra ought to talk to them and find out what the hell is going on. But there are more than 20,000 migrant children in HHS custody, according to this article. President Biden reportedly lashed out at Health and Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra over his department's handling of migrant children, amid broader reported tensions between the White House and HHS. Biden lashed out at Becerra in a March 30th Oval Office meeting when Becerra allegedly failed to answer for questions or have answers for questions about the agency's ability to take care of migrant kids, according to the New York Times. Now, lash out? He failed to have answers for questions? You created a giant cluster blank with your rhetoric when you were running for president. They're showing the clips. You lied repeatedly and said you never said these things like, don't come here. You just said, don't come now, come later. Well, summer's coming. The warmer weather's coming up. It's illegal crossing time. And you created this gigantic screw up and you want somebody else to fix it. Well, that's typical Democrat / progressive. Do something incredibly stupid, cause a problem, and then have somebody else fix it for you. So some things don't change. The Biden administration has been facing a dramatic surge of migrants at the border, particularly unaccompanied children, who the Biden administration is now removing via Title 42 public health protections that are being used to remove some families and single adults. The number of unaccompanied children have decreased slightly in April from the sky-high numbers in March. The Border Patrol facilities have been empty, but the migrants have been moved to HHS facilities instead, where numbers have ballooned. And they won't tell you either. You know, you can hate Donald Trump all you want to. And there's a lot of people that do, tens of millions. But if anything, he was too open. I mean, he would tell you how many migrant children are in custody. He would tell you that. Now, his own people probably didn't like being so forthcoming with bad news, but, you know, at least the guy was open. Obviously, he lied all the time. He talked too much. He gave out too much information to the press. And it was very refreshing. But that was part of his demise. But we'll see what happens in the future, but I digress. Look at that picture there. More. It's just more and more and more. Now, I have to believe, honestly, there's two things going on. Everybody's saying, why are these progressive Democrats so hell-bent on having all these immigrants come in here? Well, two reasons. One is they see the future voters, i.e. this generation and maybe the next, and that way they keep in power forever or damn near forever. But the really underhanded thing they're doing is cheap labor. So we'll be in the middle of a pandemic / economic crisis. They're printing money like it's worthless, and it might be soon. And people that are out of work, you look at signs all over the place. Please be patient. We're short-staffed. Nobody wants to work. Well, when the unemployment runs out, they'll go looking. And what's going to happen? All these big corporations. They used to say the Republicans are owned by big business and blah, blah, blah. Well, you've had a switch. I mean, they talk about a switch that happened from Democrat to Republican in the South, which never happened. This is an actual switch. Well, the Democrats stopped working and looking out for working class people, blue-collar workers, union workers. They stopped doing that years ago. And the Republican Party now, at least when Trump was president, looked out for working men and women. Now they're going to be looking for work, and they're going to be getting paid chump change to the illegal immigrants that are here, and not use them as slave labor, but damn near, and pocket all that money they would have paid Americans. Why people keep voting for these Democrats is absolutely beyond me. If you're a union worker, if you're a carpenter, an electrician, you name it, why in the world would you vote for these people? Truck driver. I mean, the pipelines are getting shut down, and I just don't get it. I don't get it. Facing an historic influx of child migrants, the majority of which are going to be reunited, and I like that quotation mark, with sponsors already in the country. Becerra has reportedly been urging a cautious line despite his past as someone who pushed left-wing policies on immigration. Yeah, he didn't push them. He believed in them, period. Political reported the White House has bristled at Becerra's approach as they push HHS to speed up the intake of tens of thousands of migrant children. Separately, sources told the outlet that he has been as indecisive and too slow to seize the situation. Because you made a tremendous mess. I mean, I'll tell you how bad Biden is. He's got me defending Becerra. I mean, that guy's a left-wing kook. So I'm not really defending because I feel bad for him, but Biden, he's crapping on his own people already. It's just May. I mean, we got 48 months and we're 5 months in. Buckle up, folks. Becerra, meanwhile, has reportedly been frustrated by the White House moves to drop immigration restrictions and policies before he was confirmed. Oh, he ran his mouth long before this. That's why they picked him as HHS secretary. It comes as the issue at the border continues to vex the administration. Vex? I know Fox is trying to be more even-handed, and their ratings show it. They're holding their own. Whereas most of the networks, cable news especially, whose ratings are in the toilet, Fox is holding their own as the post-Trump era comes up. And people aren't watching news as much because, let's admit it, Trump was the draw. He's the drug they just can't get off. Anyway, it comes as the issue at the border continues to affect the administration. Vice President Kamala Harris, you have no idea how hard it is for me to say that, has been put in charge of diplomatic talks with Mexico and Guatemala and will visit both countries next month. But has come under fire for not having yet visited the border. Trump had deals with all these people. Guatemala, all of Central America, Mexico, helped them in their economies, gave them some aid, made some deals. They all complied. Trump was the greatest deal maker in the world. And now they got a guy that mumbles and fumbles. It's amazing to me. Absolutely amazing. 20 Republican governors this week wrote to Biden earlier this week, blaming his administration for the crisis, and expressed concern about HHS efforts to house an unknown number of children in their states. Yeah, now he's spreading them around all over the place. And where he's putting them in, believe it or not, well, you should believe it, are in deep red states. They'll never vote for me for president. What do I care? They'll never vote for a Democrat congressman or senator. What do I care? So we'll just dump them there. It's evil, folks, plain and simple. Neither the White House nor HHS returned Fox News requests for comment. No, really? No kidding. What are they going to say? They got to lie. And, of course, when they lie, you see right through it immediately. So, and there it is, folks. We're only 5 months in. 43 more months to go. of the Biden administration. Even if he's not there, the same people will still be running the White House when Kamala Harris becomes the president, which is my guess, honestly. I'll say late this year, but more than likely January of next year. Remember, you heard it here first. He'll come across with something like, and consulting with my physician and physicians in my family, we sat down and decided this country needs younger leadership. I don't want to leave, but I'm doing it for the country because I care about people. Therefore, I'm stepping down and allowing Vice President Harris to take over the reins. The new generation of Democrats, they're looking out for you and I. Baloney. But that's roughly what will happen. I'll say January 10th, just for the hell of it. But it's going to be early January of next year. We'll see. Time will tell. Until next time, folks, goodbye and good luck.